All right, so we are here tonight to talk about the Master's in Psychology program that is 100% online from Divine Mercy University. There is no GRE required for this master's degree. I am Maria-Lise Dunlap. I am the admissions advisor of the Master of Science in Psychology at Divine Mercy University. I am fairly new to this role. I just started in July, but I am very excited. I feel very strongly about the program at Divine Mercy. And after going through the first start, I'm very impressed and inspired by the students that are interested and that come to Divine Mercy. And I am hopeful that some of you that are joining us tonight will become students and part of our alumni, encouraging people to flourish in their communities. So thank you again for being here tonight. This is my information. We'll be sure to share it with you in the chat, as well as I'll follow up with you via email after this webinar too. So I don't know about you, but I like to know where I am going, even though, as I shared, I'm not very good at geography. That's part of the reason why. So here's kind of a map of where we're going to go tonight. I'm going to share with you some about Divine Mercy University. We're going to go a little more in depth about the MSP program. I'm going to introduce you to some of our faculty, and hopefully tonight Dr. Treptow will be able to join us. I didn't see if she was able to come on or not. I know she was going to be a few minutes late. She had some other things that she had to do this evening before she came on. We'll go through some of the acceptance requirements for the MSP program, some next steps that I would love for you to take and what those would look like, as well as our scholarship opportunities. So DMU is a Catholic graduate university that actually is made up of two different schools. In 1999, the Institute of Psychological Sciences is how we started. And in 2014, IPS added the Master's in Psychology program, which had a focus on educating working professionals. And then in 2015, the School of Masters of Counseling was added to IPS, and the Masters in Psychology. We decided, well, it would be a good time to maybe think about a different name for ourselves. And so Divine Mercy University was born. And here we are today. Divine Mercy University is accredited by the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commissions on Colleges to award master's and doctorate degrees. What's super exciting about this is although we are a smaller university, we're in the same league as some other bigger, more well-known universities such as Duke, Florida State, Georgia Tech. So what we have to offer our students is the cream of the crop. You know, we are offering an amazing academic program that is, accredited by SACS. Divine Mercy University was also formed, chartered, and established in the Commonwealth of Virginia in 1998. How is our online master's in psychology degree different from other degrees? Well, we're going to talk about 4 distinct things that we find that set us pretty much apart from other opportunities that you may have. The first is our distributed learning. With our master's program being 100% online, we offer an asynchronous style of learning, which means that this is going to give you the opportunity to really use your time management skills to make this program flexible. So asynchronous is meaning that you are given your assignments on one day and you have a whole week to be able to figure out how you're going to fit those into your schedule. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that as we get further into the program, but you're not going to be tied to your computer at a certain time. You're not going to be in a classroom at a certain time. That asynchronous learning is going to give you some of that flexibility to be able to use those time management skills to make this program fit into your schedule. We have an amazing group of experienced professionals. Our core faculty, they are experienced with and working professionals who understand not just what you need to learn, but what you need to be able to live out your vocation as a transformational leader in your field that you're either in or that you're aspiring to become a part of. What you will learn through your MSP is going to be directly related to what you will use in whatever field you choose to either, again, continue in if you're enhancing your degree in your career right now, or if you're looking to get your MSP to go in a different direction and choose a different career path. Our MSP program is informed and infused by DMU's unique Catholic Christian meta model of the human person. And welcome, Dr. Lynn Treptow. So glad to have you here.
Thank you. Sorry I'm late.
Oh, it's quite all right. This is actually like divine timing because I just was sharing how DMU's Catholic Christian meta model of the human person is one of the unique aspects that we have through the MSP program. Would you like to dive in a little bit into that and share with the individuals on the webinar more about that?
Sure. So I teach the introductory class, and actually we just finished one of our main units about the Catholic Christian meta model of the person. So really we contrast it to secular models that are out there that really don't hone into the spiritual core of people. And so we really talk about how very important aspects of who people are get missed when you eliminate that spiritual quality, that spiritual aspect. And of course, the meta model combines just a lot of different theories. So you're not really losing anything from psychology with the meta model either. They've done a nice job of really incorporating all the different perspectives from neuroscience to psychodynamic, developmental, all the way across the board.
That's awesome. It's so unique. It's such an exciting part of the offering of the MSP program at DMU. So thank you so much for going a little more in depth about that.
Absolutely.
So our Masters of Psychology overview, we offer 5 concentrations on the online program. So there's marriage and family, human services, leadership, pre-PhD, and self-design. Again, as we have said, this is 100% online master's degree, and it is a non-licensure track degree. This is not the right track for individuals who are aspiring to be mental health clinicians. So our MSP really focuses on the educating working professionals from all backgrounds, giving them a solid, practical the human tools needed in psychology. I like to also think of it as understanding human behaviors in a deeper way. So here's a little bit more about our MSP concentrations. Marriage and family is going to allow for our students to take 3 additional courses in the area of marriage and family studies from the perspective of the Catholic Christian teaching on marriage and family. Our human services is a concentration intended for students who want to work in settings that focus on meeting human needs and promoting flourishing. Leadership psychology is a concentration designed for individuals who are responsible for leading people, programs, and organizations. The pre-PhD concentration is designed for individuals seeking careers in research-related fields or want to pursue their doctoral level study in psychology. And then self-design is a unique option that is created for students who are working maybe in ministry or a situation where they would benefit from a little bit of the marriage and family, human service, and leadership. So self-design is taking one course from marriage and family, leadership, and human services to create that concentration. Has anyone had any prior knowledge to this concentration opportunity through the MSP and interested in any particular one of the concentrations? If anyone wants to share in the chat which one they're most interested in, just to get an idea. We'll continue on here. So I wait to hear from anybody. So what you'll see as we go through these next slides, they're going to break up the concentration. What you'll see is that each of the concentrations go through the same core classes. That first class, as Dr. Treptow said she's currently teaching, is the Helping People Flourish, a Catholic Christian Approach to Psychology. Let's see, marriage and family. Cindy, you're interested in marriage and family. Well, wonderful. This is the first slide. Father Luis, definitely marriage and family. Yes, welcome. This is the first slide is all about marriage and family. We have Caitlin who's interested in pre-PhD. We'll get there. All right, we got a lot of marriage and families. That's wonderful. So as you'll see on this slide, here are the core classes. Again, these core classes will go through all the concentrations. So you'll see these core classes on each of the slides that are following here, but you can look down and see the electives that are a part of the marriage and family concentration. Marriage and family systems theory, human sexuality or flourishing relationships, and marriage and family interventions. Oop. So the next one we'll look at is the human services concentration. Again, you'll see that same core curriculum, but the electives that are a part of this concentration are relationship and intervention skills theory and application, personality, individual differences and intelligence, and then group counseling and group work. Our leadership psychology concentration, again, that same core, but our electives are the transformational leadership, leading people, programs, and organization, and applied leadership skills. We have a really great testimony from an alumni on our website for those of you that may be interested in this leadership psychology or seeing how it is played out in real life. Jerome Placido shares his testimony about he actually works in IT in the Silicon Valley, and he went through this program with a leadership concentration because he wanted to elevate his skills to be able to enhance his career. And now he's managing more people and overseeing more people. And he found that, you know, his choice was really an MBA or an MSP. And this MSP has allowed him to just understand the human person on a deeper level that makes him a better leader in the workplace and in his personal life as well. So if you have a few minutes and you'd like to hear a real story from an MSP alum, I would really encourage you to take a couple minutes to watch that video. The pre-PhD, I think it was Caitlin that said she was interested in this concentration. This is what this would look like for you. The pre-PhD, again, those same core classes, and then your electives would be independent study for integrative studies, independent study for psychology, and research and writing. And then self-design, again, as I had mentioned when we first introduced the concentrations, you would select one elective from each of those concentrations. So one from marriage and family, one from human services, and one from leadership. So now we're going to go through a few different slides of the benefits of a master's in psychology program. I'm not going to read all of these because I know all of you are able to do that, and we'll probably do it quicker than me sharing some of these. But I just want to touch on some of the points that I find that are ones that come up a lot when I'm talking with people about what kind of resonates the most with them. So the first one is that first one up there, analyzing the major concepts, theories, and methodologies in psychology. This is a very strong academic program that is going to give you this skill set. Also, evaluating critically your own biases, assumptions, attitudes, and their effect on decision-making, planning, interpersonal communication, and working in teams. I often have been asked, you know, how does this affect me? How am I able to use this skill set? And I think this really lays out how you're able to do that. In each class, you're going to be given skills to use to be able to use in real time. You're going to be learning skills to fill your tool belt as you're going through the program that are going to give you the confidence to not just flourish yourself, but also encourage flourishing in other people. Okay. Then our next slide of benefits in Masters in Psychology. You're going to be able to evaluate the attitudes, skill sets, and strategies for being a transformational leader in a service delivery setting, and the opportunity to develop care and/or education plans. Now, are those of you who are here tonight, are you interested in starting a new career, or are you looking to enhance the career that you're already in? Does anyone want to share that in the chat? I think Cindy is looking to potentially start a new career. That's exciting. Mara's not sure yet. I love the honesty. Thank you for sharing. Kimberly, she's looking for something new. Let's see, Caitlin works in technology and you're looking to pivot into research and academia. That's amazing. Well, we definitely have a great opportunity for you through the pre-PhD concentration to be able to do that. Well, thank you, those of you who are sharing. Sister Janet is enhancing whatever or what you already have. That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. So you can see we're all coming from a different perspective to this program, which is so unique about just building that cohort, is that there is this amazing opportunity to learn from each other, where you are, your own experiences, and how you're looking to move forward. So the online classroom. Oh, let's see, Father Luis, of course, as a priest, no, yes, we're hoping you're to stay a priest, Father Luis, but you need to know more as clergy. That's amazing, just to be a better priest. Thank you so much for being committed to that. That's an inspiration, I'm sure, to all of us. Who here, now back to kind of the chat, has anybody been in an online classroom before? I know this is sometimes a new concept, but for some of you, I know Kimberly, I hope I'm not putting you on the spot right now, but Kimberly and I have had a few conversations, and she actually is a senior in college right now. And so she went through COVID and doing classes online. So this was something that's familiar with her. But for some of you who have either been out of education for a while, is this something that is familiar to you? No, Father, you have not done online classes before. Mara has done online classes before as well. Well, regardless if you're familiar with it or not, I will tell you, Cindy, no, you haven't. I will tell you, whether you're familiar with online classroom or not, our entire staff, faculty and staff, are committed to the success of all the students. So whether you feel familiar with online coursework or it's something that's foreign to you, do not worry. We are here to help you to make sure that you're able to transition into this program successfully. We have orientations to be able to allow you to become familiar with our online platform called Canvas. We have a library orientation that will go through our APA writing style, just to make sure that you are set up for the most successes possible, that you feel confident and you have the right tools to be able to begin this program on the right foot. And we believe very strongly in doing that for you. So as I said at the beginning, one of the great things about this 100% online opportunity is that you do have the flexibility to work anytime, anywhere, as long as you have the internet in your computer. So that makes this really great for people who are, you know, if you work and you travel, that's fine. You can do this wherever you are, as long as you have internet. If you're going to be taking a trip, no need to take a leave of absence. You can be sure to do your work on the plane on your way there, in the airport. You know, our world, you know, one of the great things is technology. You know, it's a double-edged sword, but this is so wonderful with this opportunity. You really have the ability to do your schoolwork anywhere at any time, as long as you have the internet and the computer to do that. As I mentioned, through your cohort, we are able to build this really great relationship with students and our faculty. And Dr. Treptow, I would love for you to be able to touch on that, since you're doing that right now with your new cohort. What does that look like for the students coming in?
So what that looks like is that you are in the same course with the same students. So typically in course one, we have about 3 Zoom meetings. And typically that goes throughout the whole program as well. Faculty are encouraged really to offer 3 Zoom meetings. And so in the first cohort, many students like to come to those. It gives you a chance to meet your peers. And then also we do have a residency in week 7 of that first course. So that really gives you a chance all day for a couple of days to get to know your peers. And the bonus of the residency is that other faculty are also there. So in the first course, it's just me, but in the residency, it's Dr. Clousley, our program director, plus Chris grows our faculty for integrative studies, and then just some other faculty who are adjunct but are teaching some of the key courses for us. So that's a really great opportunity.
And Dr. Treptow, not to put you on the spot again, but if you wouldn't mind, I would love for you to share maybe with the people on here what a week would look like for the coursework, like as far as an assignment goes, maybe reading, what they can expect to find on Canvas, their platform, and the expectations for their assignments.
Okay, sure. So let's maybe start with week 1. So this is a program where you start The course is always open on Wednesday, so that's the first learning curve. Is it a week in our program runs from Wednesday to Tuesday? So then you will get access to the course. I usually host the first Zoom meeting on that first day of class, kind of welcome everybody into the course. And then you will have anywhere from maybe 3 to 6 videos, very short videos, about 3 minutes, that feature different faculty in the program. Usually there's something from our program director, something from the dean, something from other faculty. And that's just an introduction to flourishing in this first course. That's what we focus on. And then you will listen to those videos. They almost always have a transcript. And if that should get missed, you can just reach out and we can get IT to get a transcript there pretty rapidly. And then you have maybe 3 to 6 readings. Often those readings are not very long. Sometimes they can be. So you want to just budget out so you can get your reading and your videos done early. And then the first assignment that is due is on Saturdays by noon. You write a 300-word post and you just cite the references, the videos or the readings that you used to support your thoughts. One of the first sort of growing curves or learning curves is APA is pretty strict about wanting people to use APA style. So that's just, you learn that in the orientation class. So there's plenty of opportunity to learn it and catch up to speed on that. So anyway, you'll make your post using APA style. And so that is, and in week 1, we also have a reflective paper that's rather fun. You go online and do a little assessment that looks at your attachment style, some little bits about your personality and so forth. And then you just write a reflective paper about that. Like, what did you learn that was new, that was surprising? What would you want to be change in terms of your personality based on these results? Those aren't the exact questions, but those are the types of things. So it's really a pretty fun assignment. I always enjoy grading those, and I think students enjoy doing those because you learn a little something about yourself, even if you've taken a dozen similar assessments before. So then each week basically repeats. Most of this class and most of the other classes in the program, although not all, have a discussion and another assignment every week. For sure, you have a discussion, except the week you have the residency, and then there's no discussion. So you can just get into the routine. Every Saturday, you make a post. I forgot to mention, you also will make replies to your peers. So that's just to make it more interactive. So you pick 2 posts that you think are interesting of something that your peers said, and you engage them back, add some new thoughts, add some new readings, just to make it a little bit more like a classroom. We're trying to mimic the classroom in terms of student engagement.
Thank you for sharing. Does anyone have any questions about kind of the way the classroom runs after that description and explanation from Dr. Treptow? I always love hearing how the classroom works. I've taken a few online classes myself, so it's always interesting. And I'm sure, Dr. Treptow, that you said you enjoyed grading that specific assignment, and I'm sure, is that one that people would interact on with each other?
Actually, that assignment isn't one that they interact on necessarily, but the discussions they do. So there's also an opportunity to post about those in your discussion for week 1.
Okay.
So you do get a chance to interact with your peers around your results.
Yeah. Learning more about each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a Facebook for the academic world.
Yes, exactly. And actually the way the discussion posts are written, you really want to share something about how this material connects to your personal life. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's a way to connect with your peers.
That's wonderful. Great. Well, thank you for sharing that. I feel like I learned something new today from that. So some of the advanced skills that the MSP includes is the ability to recognize and respond to mental health challenges, how to effectively communicate and negotiate, the importance of interpersonal relationship building, ways to lead a team through crisis, how to manage a budget, strategies for program evaluation, and fostering increased cultural awareness. Do any of those resonate specifically with anyone or surprise anyone? Or are there any questions that you have based on these advanced skills that you would receive through the MSP? And I'm kind of putting you guys on the spot. Or if you have any questions up to this point in general. Like I said, I want to make sure we're answering all the questions that you may have coming into this webinar this evening. Well, if you think of anything or anything strikes you, please feel free to add it into the chat. We'd love to hear from you. All right, so this is always the golden question, what are the career opportunities when I have my master's in psychology? Well, as you can see, not just in this slide, but in the next, I think about 6 slides, we're going to go through many, many career opportunities that would be available to you when you receive your master's in psychology. These jobs we have found from alumni. We have found from doing some research on our own on what opportunities are available. And I always encourage people who are interested in becoming a student that if you're curious of what's available in your area, to do a quick search yourself to see what opportunities and what jobs are looking for individuals with masters in psychology. Let's see, I got 2 things from Mara. Thanks for the description of the weekly assignments. Are the discussions live? Dr. Treptow.
So if by live you mean, are they live with people on video cam? The answer is no. Are they live in terms of other students making posts at the same time? Generally in time and space, the answer is yes. So we're more of an asynchronous program, which means that pretty much there aren't very many times when people are in the same time and space. That's why we do have the Zoom calls. And so those are the same in time and space. I don't know if that answers your question for sure, but
you did say, so the, yes, Mara said yes, they did. But you did say there were 3 times that there were synchronous meetings?
Yes.
For the program?
Yeah. Typically 3. Yes, 3 in each class. Okay. So,
great.
And then how many classes per week?
Yes.
I see someone asked that.
Yes, I was just going to read that to you.
Oh, okay. So there's not actually any class meetings per week. So this is very asynchronous in that you go into Canvas and you find the assignments and you do the work pretty independently. There are instructions videos that tell you what to do and so forth. But because so part of the design is really to be able to serve people no matter what time zone they are in, whether it's in Europe or whether it's in Australia or other parts of the planet. That's one reason why we really prioritize the asynchronous learning. So there aren't any shared meetings except for those 3 Zoom meetings. 3 per term.
Cindy, that's a wonderful question. How many hours per week should I invest on this program? I'm going to go a little bit more in depth in that specific question in a few slides. So if you don't mind hanging tight, we will get to that. And Kimberly, what does a non-licensed counseling career look like? Is that typically through ministry or nonprofit organizations? Dr. Treptow, do you have experience with individuals who have done a non-licensed counseling career?
So one of my graduates very successfully landed a job as a manager and some counseling in a pregnancy crisis center. So I think the important thing to think about if you're going to get a non-licensed counseling career is that much of it is your passion that you bring to the work. So if this is an area where you'd really like to be doing some work like that, then you kind of put yourself in a situation to find out what are the opportunities and how could you serve in that particular setting. So pregnancy counseling would be one place, oftentimes grief counseling or some of those might be other places, but it does sometimes take some digging around. One of the areas, so my area of specialty is infant mental health, and actually Dr. Cloustley just asked me to kind of research what would be non-licensed jobs that people could get in infant mental health. And there's really a vast majority, everything from being kind of a program manager to being a perinatal developmental specialist to being somebody who works at UCLA's Health in Black infant mental health. So, a lot of it is just how creative can you be with what it is you want to do with your life, using the skills that you get from this degree to move you on toward those life goals.
That is a wonderful explanation. I also today just spoke with someone, Dr. Treptow, who's hopefully going to be joining the next cohort, who is interested in addiction counseling and realized that the master's in psychology is what is encouraged in his state of Michigan to then move forward in getting his certification for their
Wonderful.
state. So that was exciting to hear too. See, we got another question. Okay. Or Kimberly, she was like, perfect. That's exactly what I was wondering. Thank you, Dr. Treptow. Thank you, Kimberly. So as you can see, I'm sure you had some time to kind of read through some of these career opportunities. So as Dr. Treptow was saying, it really spans a lot of career areas. So some of the branches that we have put on this are the social mental health service positions, industrial and organizational positions, government and law enforcement, education, and ministry. So really, in so many different areas, this master's in psychology will just enhance what you're doing or give you additional opportunities to expand your career. So we're just going to continue down this list: healthcare and mental health services, behavior counseling for autism, ADHD, ADD, trauma, different outpatient counseling, grief and loss counselor, case management, foster care, pregnancy and maternity, as some of what Dr. Treptow was sharing. Other career opportunities in business, sales, marketing, and advertising, human resources manager, market researcher, project coordinator or manager. So we got somebody else. How much is credited for a master's in nursing? Jeanette Sharp, how much is credited for a master's in nursing?
So the answer to that is it's really program specific to whatever master in nursing program you would enroll in. So the enrolling institution gets to decide how many credits they will accept from another institution. So we're not able to say what some other institution will decide would be equivalent to one of their requirements or one of their electives.
Jeanette, let us know if that answers your question or if you need more clarification. Some additional career opportunities: Diocesan Office of Marriage and Family. I know a lot of you are interested in marriage and family. Different community colleges and universities, high school psychology instructor, career counseling, academic advising. Jeanette said, thank you. All right, wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Treptow. In child and family service organizations, family services worker, child protection worker, many opportunities in nonprofit agencies, data analyst, intervention advocate, in local, state, and federal government, vocational rehabilitation provider, a counselor, human resources analyst, a parole officer, social services manager. And then, of course, career opportunities in ministry, leaders for churches and other houses of worship, youth pastors, RCIA directors, directors and workers at crisis pregnancy centers, much to the example of Dr. Treptow just before. So as you can see, there's many opportunities that seep into many different areas where people are having careers. So here's a look at some of the psychology professors. As you see, Dr. Treptow is on here. Dr. Julia Clousley is the MSP program director. Dr. Treptow, is there anything that you'd want to add at this point in regards to the professors or the methodology that you all use together to build the program, enhance the program?
So I would say that we are doing some faculty formation. So that's, I think, an exciting and important thing. We did some just kind of on helping to form students. And this year, we're going to be doing some things on virtue. So I think that's just a really important thing, since ultimately, if you're going to be in a program that is studying how to help other people flourish, you really want to be able to know how to flourish yourself along the way. So that's really one of our big goals, is to make sure that that is happening for you.
That's awesome. I love that. I love, one of the things I do love about this, Dr. Treptow, and I really hear it too from the students that I speak with, and I'm sure that you hear it as well from the students in the cohorts, is that opportunity to flourish themselves as they are learning how to flourish others is a huge takeaway from this program. And sometimes it's a surprise to some of the potential students that I talk to, that they come in thinking, oh, I'm going to learn how to help other people. But in reality, being able to learn more about themselves is a real bonus in this program.
Well, definitely. And in the study of psychology in general, it's amazing how much you really need to learn about yourself if you're going to be of service to other people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So non-licensed helping professionals, again, this MSP degree is not license eligible. However, as we've just seen in all of those slides, our MSP graduates have many career opportunities and are capable in helping people in many, many different ways. And some of these roles in which MSP graduates are able to help other people are similar to those in a licensed degree as well. Listening empathetically is to support, but we are not diagnosing any mental illnesses. We're listening to and assisting the struggling person. We are facilitating psychoeducational programs such as marriage seminars or parenting seminars. You have the opportunity to work alongside licensed mental health professionals. You can do some wellness and life coaching. You will learn how to refer individuals to licensed mental health professionals and have the opportunity to network and learn about those people in your area. Things the MSP is going to help graduates with is gated data about history and what's going on for the person, seek input from other professionals when cases seem too complex or go outside of what you see every day. You're going to have a deepened understanding of the interrelatedness of body, mind, and spirit, which is that whole Catholic Christian meta model of the human person that's integrated into every part of this program. And then an increased opportunity for job promotion depending on your setting. And I know when I asked that question earlier, you guys, spanned across the gamut of some of you wanting new careers, enhancing your careers, or just coming out of school and starting a career. So the MSP acceptance requirements. The first thing is that we do require that you have a bachelor's degree or and from an accredited institution. And if it is an international institution, we will have those transcripts evaluated to make sure that it is equivalent to a U.S. undergraduate degree. All the applicants, we ask to have a 2.5 GPA to be admitted into the program. We do not require a GRE. We do ask for 2 letters of recommendation. This sometimes is overwhelming to people to think about asking someone for a recommendation, but I want to assure you, we are here to help you with that. We actually have a Google form that we will send to you to be able to send to your recommender. So we try, again, to make it as non-scary as possible for the people that you ask. I know that's come up a few times. We do ask for your resume, a written statement of intent that is 300 to 500 words, just stating how the goals of the program will align with your personal goals. And then the last thing is, if you are English as a second language student, we do ask that you take the TOEFL test. So then the big question that everyone has next to the opportunities for your career is grad school affordable? And DMU is committed to the belief that grad school should be affordable. We have our own in-house financial aid department that works specifically with each student to make sure that they are giving them the most information possible to help them attain this goal financially. So we do ask people to apply for the FAFSA. And then we have many scholarships that are available through the university. The financial aid will work with you to see which ones you qualify for, and then they'll direct you through that process. So Cindy, you were asking about the time commitment to this program. We do have 2 tracks that we offer through the MSP program. The first is the 16-month fast track. And then we also have our 26-month more traditional track. So what is different in between both of them, right? Besides the time? Our 26-month traditional track, you're taking one 8-week course per semester. And we like to paint the picture for students that is about a 2 to 3 hour time commitment per day. So it roughly translates to 15 to 18 hours a week that you'd be spending on your study time. In the 16-month track, you are taking 2 8-week courses per semester. And there are two, things that distinguish this one is that the time commitment does obviously increase because you're taking 2 classes at a time versus 1. And we like to paint the picture that's about 4 to 5 hours per day or 30 to 35 hours a week. So it is a pretty full-time program for you. Now, the offering to that is that when you are taking one 8-week course, the second 8-week course is a 50% discount in that 16-month track. So that's something to think of. I know that sometimes that is appealing that you will receive a tuition discount taking those 2 courses. But when you're thinking about diving into your MSP, it's very important to realistically evaluate the time commitment that you're able to give this program. As I stated earlier, we are all committed to your success, and that includes the time that you actually have to work on this program. And we want to make sure that you're given ample time to go through the coursework and you're not just learning it, but you're learning it, allowing it to sink in and able to utilize it. So just keeping that in mind of really what does your schedule look like if, going on the 16-month fast track is actually feasible, or if the 26-month is really what would work best for you and your lifestyle. And then the next big question is, what actually is the cost of the Master's in Psychology at DMU? Our tuition is $826 per credit hour. This is a 33 credit hour course. There are 11 courses. So you can see the total right there, just straight math, is $27,258. You will have a technology fee for every course. So it's $50 per class, and that's $550. So the total for this 2022 to 2023 year is $27,808. So here's the good stuff. Here's where we get to the good part. So you've just been giving a lot of information. We've had Dr. Treptow here today, which has been so wonderful and so helpful to answer some of the questions that you all have had. And now here's a moment to think about some of these questions yourself. Do a little bit of reflection as you have heard some of this information. I know there's been a lot coming at you and you might need some more time to let it kind of seep in, but just with all of this fresh, just asking yourself, in completing this Master's in Psychology program, is it going to help you attain the goals that you have for your future? Is it going to give you new opportunities? Is it going to give you the chance to flourish yourself and learn more to be able to encourage the flourishing of those in your community, in your ministry? Is this program scheduling and the requirements for successful completion, is it really workable in your schedule? Like going back to the time commitment, what really is feasible for you at this point in your life? Can you make the 2 to 3 hours a day work? Can you do the 4 to 5 hours a day? What really would work for you in your time and space that you're at? With the financial options discussed, along with the support from our in-house financial aid department, make this program seem affordable for you? Would you be able to receive the financial support that you would need to make this dream a reality? And then finally, can you commit to the successful completion of this program if you are accepted into it? So these are some great questions to really ask yourself and think about, take some time to think about, to help your discernment process if the MSP is the right option for you moving forward. So I want to take this moment. I've just asked you a few questions. Does anyone have any additional questions for myself or for Dr. Treptow as we begin to wrap up this webinar this evening? There's got to be some question. I can't imagine that that was the perfect webinar. And if it was, that's amazing. All right, there we go. I knew we'd get one. Would I be able to apply for a scholarship? Cindy, absolutely. We encourage all of our incoming students to review the scholarships and see, yes, even if you're not in the US. There are scholarships available for international students, as well as there's other scholarships that you would qualify for. And I would encourage you to take the time to go through the scholarship page on our website to just see what things you could qualify for. And then once you submit the application, if that's the route that you feel called to go, to join the MSP program, which we would love you to, we will connect you with financial aid, and you'll be able to schedule a one-on-one meeting to talk with them to see how you're best able to make this affordable for yourself. We have many international students, so we definitely, what is the deadline for the application? Our next start is January 11th. And while that seems like it's a long way away, it actually is not. We are going to, I always feel like once we get to like 4th of July, it's actually like the down second half of the year. And then, you know, we get to this point in the year where school starts and it just starts going faster and faster. So I encourage individuals who are interested in applying. I'd love to talk with you one-on-one just to go through some more of these questions, really see what you're interested in and moving forward in your MSP, and then apply as early as you can so that we're able to get you set up for the most successful start moving forward. Like I said, your application will come in, we'll introduce you to financial aid. You'll then have the communication with them. You'll get started on your orientation and have ample time to go through that to familiarize yourself with Canvas, get your email set up, learn more about the APA writing style, feel very confident and calm as you go, not just through the holidays, but as you prepare to start in the spring semester. So I'd love to speak with you, Cindy, if that's something that you'd be interested in learning more about. And then Jeanette, can one do this as a post-retirement? Absolutely. There's no age limit to getting your MSP. And Dr. Treptow, I don't know if you'd like to say anything about that, because I know we have students that span the age range. So
some of our strongest students are those who come in a post-retirement phase, whether it's an early retirement or whether it's a more traditional kind of career path, and then they retire. But it really, oftentimes people will choose this as a way to do what they've really kind of always wanted to do, study psychology, work in psychology, offer something else to the world after a successful career. So absolutely.
That's a great question. Thanks for asking it. Are there any other questions?
I just wanted to stress the applying early. I think that really is important. So yeah, I encourage any of you who are interested, go ahead and get a hold of Maria and get the application wheels turning.
Yes, I definitely would encourage that as well. I just went through my first start in August, and it's wonderful. We have, I think, a great cohort that's starting, but we had a lot that started that applied at the very literal last minute. And I know it was very stressful for them to get started, as well as for, everyone. Like, as I said, we are committed to everybody's success. We had student success they were answering emails, through the night hours to accommodate people and getting them set up successfully, but it just adds more stress. Nobody likes to start this amazing journey behind the 8 ball. So I do encourage you to really apply early. I'd love to schedule a conversation with you. I'll actually follow up with each of you in the next couple of days to see if you have any additional questions, or if you'd like to schedule a one-on-one to learn just even more about the opportunity, ask more specific questions that you have, and hopefully have you join us through this MSP program and the Divine Mercy University family. We are happy that you're here tonight, and we are grateful that you're interested in this opportunity, and we're hopeful to have you join us. And if there's no more questions, I'll go ahead and close this down for the night. Dr. Treptow, we so appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for taking time out of your evening. All of you that are here, thank you so much for your interest in this program. I look forward to hopefully having the opportunity to connecting one-on-one with you to learn more about your story and how you got here. And if you have any questions before you hear from me, please feel free to reach out at any time. There is my email as well as my phone number. That number does accept text messages. So feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. Again, schedule that one-on-one and see if this is a great opportunity for you. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. Goodbye.
Bye.